Greetings from California.
And greetings from New York.
I am ecstatic. My heart is full because Drew is leaving Ralph. And I just can imagine them speeding through Atlanta to get to the Gwinnett County Courthouse to file within an hour of each other. That proves they are the most dramatic couple on any of the Housewives franchise. I mean, I'm glad to see this kind of commitment. This is interesting. Rah! Gabrissi, take a lesson.
That was very competitive of them. Like, I'm just thinking of that Paris Hilton meme when she was like running out her car and spewed off out of the driveway.
Yes.
Like, so when the story first dropped, I was like more surprised that it was Ralph allegedly that filed first. And I was like, well, Drew is a little male identified, so I'm not really surprised there. But we find out later that day that Drew actually filed first and Ralph was just trying to like get ahead of the story.
I think they both coordinated this. I think that we're about to see them play with their marriage all season because Drew doesn't really have a storyline. She doesn't have a job. I mean, she's an actress with no roles. So I think this is good that this is giving us some meat. It's going to give the women something else to talk about. I mean, we know he's been cheating, like we know Juan's been cheating. We're going to get to revisit the Tampa story. So I think this will close up some loose ends and maybe get her some new wigs.
She needs them, but she's playing a role on Atlanta. Like she's acting.
Oh, I thought Atlanta was canceled.
No, sir. The show Atlanta that she's on, Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Oh,
It's early by you. I get it. It's early.
I was like, wait, I thought Atlanta ended last season.
It did. And Drew isn't talented enough to be on that show.
But whenever I think of Real Housewives of Atlanta, I think Roa in my head. And then when I think of Atlanta, the show, I think of Atlanta, the show.
Oh, when I just say Atlanta, I'm like, oh, Real Housewives of Atlanta. But you really think they playing with their marriage for a plot line?
They have no other sources of income. What does Ralph do? How are they paying for that house? Because you know Georgia will put you out.
Well, in her claim, she said a lot of things that he was like mentally abusive to her, that he got physical with her, he stole money out her account.
He had to. He doesn't make any of his own.
That's true. I will say this definitely kept her on the show because they're going to re-edit the season now. In the beginning, they're going to do some Shonda Rhimes shit, like, 4 months earlier or something like that. Bravo's good for that now. They love to like play with the edits this season, like while the season is going on.
Well, it's catching people in their current lives. Again, talking to you, Rob Dixon.
They said, according to the report, Drew actually filed divorce first and beat Ralph's filing by an hour and 1 minute. Drew's divorce petition filed in Gwinnett County was stamped as received on February 27th at 1:10 p.m. And Ralph's petition was stamped on the same day at 2:11 p.m.
I know the people that work at that courthouse have to love getting all the tea before TMZ.
Right?
I'm surprised there ain't a TMZ Georgia. But this whole scheme sounds like something Todd cooked up to bring us the bull. I'm hearing amateur writing. It's giving me a very fast-paced, Tyler Perry-esque kind of story. Drew isn't above it. She is an actress, so maybe this is her creating an opportunity for herself.
Speaking of which, I heard Candy and Todd got Drew a job. Like, she's acting in, I think, a movie they're producing.
Oh, a movie they're producing. So a YouTube video or a Zeus show.
Well, don't play with Candy's coin because she's producing some really like cool Broadway shows and stuff. So
I respect her Broadway stuff. I respect her TikToks. Her and Drew could do some cute TikToks as long as it's entertaining and you're getting paid for it. Hey, I don't got a problem. Yeah. Better than pretending to get a divorce so you can stay on a reality show.
Are you looking forward to Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Now, no, because she's going to be center stage and just those fashions. It's like Giselle all over again. I thought my retinas were going to get some rest.
I am looking forward to Escape and SWV.
That I'm looking forward to. You know I love SWV. And they've had successful reality shows.
They showed the clip today. It's a good one. Of course, the problematic sister, the one that's like the best singer in the group, what's her name? Latasha?
Yeah.
So she was saying that she's having some beef with her sister. They're all sitting across from each other, like Escape on one side, SWV. So dramatic. But they're talking about the joint tour, and Latasha says she's not in a good place with her sister, so she's not sure if she can move forward with this. Or like, we're not communicating. Coco says, well, we ain't communicating either, but we get on stage and do what we do for the coin. I was like, yes, I am in. Y'all, I will be reviewing that. It comes up this Sunday, right after part 3 of the reunion of Potomac.
I'll be recapping it too.
Yeah, like I saw that you were behind, but so much happened on the reunion. Like they had the colorist conversation.
I did see that 10-minute TikTok. That wasn't a conversation. That was a blurb at best.
That shit was 2 minutes. They could have did so much better on that.
They could have given a whole episode. Y'all always want to give us 4 parts. Here was your opportunity.
I'll give Potomac this. It was an season, but the reunion, they've been giving. Like, it could have been 4 parts.
The first part was so good. The first part was so exciting. I can't wait to get to the second part. I feel like it was also good because we got to see Rob's lies in real time.
Oh, in the production, they're not letting their foot off her neck. Everything she says, they're going back to clips. They even did a part where Robin ran off stage to change her tampon. I'm like, why did producers leave that in? They didn't have no reason to leave that in. They have it out for her. They really do.
What's wrong with changing a tampon? Like, that's part of being a woman.
But no, there's nothing wrong with it, but why leave that in? You know, like, that's just like me saying, oh, I gotta leave to take a shit. Like, they didn't have to leave that in.
Rob talks about pooping all the time on this show. I think she speaks about it more than anyone. Didn't she say she was listening to Candiace's Instagram while she was taking a dump? No, she's friendly with...
Giselle said that.
Oh, that was Giselle.
Or maybe they both did. I can't remember.
It was Rob. It was Rob because Rob brought the speaker. It was Rob's poop that was mentioned.
Moving on. So the first drama out of the part 2 reunion was Mia and Wendy were going at it over the drink toss. And Mia, instead of taking accountability, she brings up, oh, so you want me to talk about how you and Peter like had dinner together and you gave him the cookie? And, you know, Mia, I don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth.
And Wendy ain't sleeping with no unaccomplished man like Penelope Thomas Bailey. You got to have a degree if you want to see her cookie.
So Peter comes out 2 days later, makes a video and says he doesn't hang with the cast like that at all. He said he hung out with Giselle and Rob and they're cool, but the rest of the cast, he don't know them like that. Like with Wendy, he said that they met up for like 5 minutes to film, but Mia did release the receipts on that. Like, they showed a video of him going to dinner with Wendy, so that was true. But I don't believe, you know, they had sex. I mean, that's stupid.
They went to dinner as a business meeting. I can't believe this bitch for Bravo, who would literally eat Andy's shit if he asked him to, is going to say, I don't hang with the cast like that. Girl, boom.
Yeah, Peter be lying, Mia be lying. We don't know what's the truth. And speaking of lying, like Peter just got acquitted, like being not guilty of choking out Tammy from Waka Flocka's show, her niece.
I'm not going to say I could see him hitting a woman, but we did see him get real buck with... I
absolutely can see him like abusing somebody.
I'm not going to say that because I don't want to get sued.
Well, look, this is what it said in the documents. They said later Thomas went back to the booth and VIP area, cursed her out for no apparent reason, and put a hand around her neck and squeezed for about 30 seconds. Williams testified. She later filed charges with the court commissioner. When the verdict was read, Williams quickly got up and left the courtroom. Meanwhile, Thomas testified in his own defense and described the allegations as ridiculous. He said he did not put his hand on her neck at any point. I'd be on every blog if that happened. I don't know. Allegedly, he didn't do it, but I can totally see him doing that and putting his hands on a woman.
Well, he put his hands on Matt real quick. And that was hurting the mentally unable.
On who?
Matt, Kenya's ex.
Oh, the Goomba. Yeah.
Yes.
And
So if he'd attack someone with, mental issues, that, he's attacking people that are weaker than him. So yeah.
But yeah, part 2 was good. I'm looking forward to part 3. This is when they bring the husbands out. They already showed the Jacqueline scene. It's online, y'all. They showed the first 6 minutes. It was a letdown. What else? Oh, speaking of Potomac, Candiace is being sued by Michael Darby.
Because she forgot to say, allegedly.
Yeah, and y'all know I don't like Candiace, so I thought it was funny at first, but in her defense, if he's able to sue her, that's a slippery slope. That means somebody needs to be suing Mia. They love to check the blogs and repeat everything they hear on the show. So everyone should be getting sued, but he's suing her for $2 million.
That she don't have.
Oh, yeah. But Michael, I found out in some TikTok that he actually has money.
Yeah, Michael does have money, but Candiace said he goes to this man's house and sucks his D. She said that as if it is a fact.
And said he paid for it.
And paid for it. Maybe just the saying you suck dick allegation could have slid, but then saying you're paying for pain. He wants to see the receipts.
Right. So she needs to make something materialize or bring that person forward because she says she heard it from a friend.
That's that Phaedra friend. Remember, that happened to Portia too. You're going to end up off the show and out your house.
He sent her a cease and desist telling her to recant those statements, and she didn't do it. So now he pulled the trigger and is suing her.
Well, she better recant and recant fast because she sure can't pay.
Damn. Well, her mama probably can.
If her mama got $2 million just lying around.
I'm not even going to get on Candiace. I mean, she's been doing great this season. I'm just kind of nervous for season 8 because Candiace really isn't friends with everybody. She's not even friends with Wendy like that. She was cooler with Robin.
I feel like we'll get to see new people band together and also what happens when the friend group has to reconnect. Because I feel like we're going to see the end of Rob. Giselle, I feel like they're going to try to move her off too. I think we've gotten sick of her. I think she's on her 8th year like Lisa Rinna. It's like, okay, goodbye. So they could be looking for some new girls and to see who's going to be the new Queen Bee.
Well, this morning they just showed a TikTok together of Ashley, Mia, the Green Eye Bandits, and Charisse. They were all together. They went out last night and they did a TikTok together. The rhythm is gone in the video too.
Well, they can keep Charisse there all she wants. We don't want to look at her. I'm really confused though, because they haven't sent out contracts yet. So I guess this is their little bid to Bravo to say, hey, we're garnering interest.
Right, exactly.
Not when you got to slam Charisse into the photo.
I totally forgot she's going to be on part 3. I mean, Karen has really been really lackluster. So hopefully in part 3, she wake up because she hasn't said anything, hardly.
She's waiting for Charisse. I can see in her eyes, she is waiting.
Not in her eyes.
It is already March 4th, and we're getting ready to end the first quarter of the year and start into the second, and you've got orders to ship. Stamps.com saves you time by letting you print your own postage and shipping labels right from your home or office. With postage rates going up again, Stamps.com offers discounts in the industry that you can't get anywhere else. And if you sell products online, Stamps.com seamlessly connects with all major marketplaces and your shopping cart. Use Stamps.com to print postage wherever and however you're doing business. All you need is your computer and your printer. You even get a free scale, so you've got everything to get started. You also get package pickup scheduled to your house through your Stamps.com dashboard, so you still don't have to run out to the post office.
So set your business up for success when you get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with our promo code ROSE for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter code ROAST. Lord, so what else is going on? Do we want to get to Sissy Small Yehoo or...
Yes, he is continuing to waste money, appealing. 150-day jail sentence you've already served. You only served 6 of it. And it's not like it's going anywhere. You did it. Whether you want to admit it or not, you can lie to yourself. You can't lie to us. And you sure can't lie to Google. You ruined those two twins' careers.
I'm so confused by this, though. I thought it was just all over with. Like, what is he appealing? Do you know?
He is appealing the 150-day jail sentence, saying it is excessive and the entire prosecution should have been disallowed.
Well, him staging a hate crime was excessive. I guess. I mean, I just want him to leave us alone. I don't even care if he goes to jail at this point. Just go away.
Oh, he already served 6 days of the sentence. So it's already done. Like, he's not going to go back to jail.
So what's going on then?
Oh, wait, no, he was released pending appeal. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I see now. So he's fighting to not go back into the slammer. I get it.
And he's going to have like another 30 days to do, because when it's city time, you're not doing 150 days.
He's acting like he about to go to jail like Jen Shaw or Tory Lanez.
Yes, for decades.
Right. Speaking of Jussie Smollett, we have another story about him. So Fox Nation to release Jussie Smollett Anatomy of a Hoax docuseries. Yes, will you be reviewing it?
Of course. I'm surprised they didn't call me for source material.
The Jussie Smollett Chronicles will be revisited in a new docuseries from Fox Nation, set for March 13th. The series will feature exclusive interviews by the Osundario brothers, who were part of an elaborate plot to perpetrate a staged hate crime on the Empire actor. They have apparently never spoken to the media about their role in the hoax.
Well, maybe this will be their redemption story.
I mean, bring it up again. Like, I'm sure a lot of people are going to talk about it.
Well, I'm glad that we're going to get a documentary about it. I'm hoping Hulu gives us another. I mean, they could give us the Whitney treatment on this, could give us a new one every year. I think as a country, we haven't taken the time to sit back and laugh at this foolishness.
It's so crazy, though. Like, we still don't know if he did it or not, because he's going to his grave saying that, no, I didn't do it. And that makes you a pathological liar.
Right. So we still know he did it. Steamworks had the proof.
I had to think about that. Steamworks, Lord. I've never been to a bathhouse before, so I don't even know where those things are, what goes on in there.
Oh, yeah, they got the Steamworks in Berkeley, but he was at Steamworks Chicago. I've never been to Berkeley, though, or Chicago. Yeah, I don't think I've been where they have a Steamworks. They don't have one in New York.
Well, I'm a peep it. I can't wait to see, what they have to say. I mean, what else is there left?
The nudes.
Not the nudes.
They've got the nudes. And then we can say, okay, so this isn't you.
Speaking of prison, we have a date on Tory Lanez's sentencing. It has been rescheduled yet again. It's been delayed to April 10th, y'all. So look, I'm going to mark my calendar and we're going to have a live. We're going to do that live. He can keep delaying it all he wants. Justice is coming for your ass, okay?
And we're going to be there to watch.
Right. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough.
To keep us off your ass, baby.
Right. Well, speaking of felons, Nicki Minaj, she released a song. Like, she's back with that Ruby the Skis or some song. I know y'all Nicki fans are in the chat, but I was just wondering, like, did you like it?
I didn't hear it.
Of course.
I walk everywhere, so I'm either listening to TikTok or YouTube.
Well, I gave it a listen. It has a sample that you will instantly recognize. It's Lumidee, that uh-oh. She's rapping on it, but the sample is doing most of the work, kind of like that Coil Ray song, because girls is players too.
Okay. I feel like Nicki's been resting on beats since Anaconda. I'm actually looking forward to her return to Queen Radio.
Oh, yeah, she's going to be back on Queen Radio too.
That I saw an advertisement for, and I said, okay, this will be good material, if nothing else.
I mean, when you use a sample that's that popular, like, I feel like you got to do something with it, or else all I'm going to think about is that particular song that you're using.
Well, I guess it's her way to show the older songs to the new generation, and then they've got to go research it. While we're like, oh, I could just listen to the original. All you did was add in a rap part. Is this actually a remix?
Remember Lumidee? Whatever happened to her?
Uh-oh was it. Everybody has sampled uh-oh is forever, but Lumidee was a singer that could not sing.
I was like, singer?
Now, it's very interesting you're wearing Ivy Park, which isn't doing so well, but Fenty Puma is making a grand return. And I know I love Fenty Puma. You going to be picking up a piece?
Well, good for you. I like my Ivy Park, and I love this one specifically because it is New Orleans Saints colors. That's the only reason I got it.
Well, that's true. Beyonce is, well, from Houston, but she's got family in New Orleans.
Yeah, her daddy, Alabama, her mom, Louisiana. You take that Rio with that, makes a Texas Bama.
Here. You know what? That was my fault. That was like when you bring up Janet Jackson. I should have known. I should have known.
You mix that Negro with that Creole, make a Texas Bama. I think, oh my God, such terrible lyrics. Speaking of Beyonce, you know, Drag Race last night, the runway was Night of 1,000 Beyoncés.
Oh, because her looks are so memorable.
They are, and the lip sync was a Beyonce song.
Well, they had to pay through the nose for that. I'm surprised they don't do it once every year.
They didn't have to pay too much because I think Matthew has the rights to, I think, her first 3 albums. So that's why we keep getting old Beyonce. Like, we're not going to get 4 or anything past that. But yeah, good for Rihanna. I don't think she needs any more money.
That's true. She definitely knocked it out of the park. She said, okay, this singing ain't giving no coin.
And while we're talking about music, let me tell you what happened to me. What was it? Thursday? Yes, Thursday. I was supposed to go see SZA in Philly. I was on the bus getting ready to pull off. My friend texted me that she canceled like the day of. And what's crazy is I had like I was hungover a little bit from the previous evening and I fell asleep, past my first bus. Like I missed it. So I was frantically trying to find another bus, came in like an hour. So I like hurried up and got ready, rushed out the door, got seated on the bus. And my friend texted me that they canceled it. And she did not say anything until 6:30 p.m. that day. She said it was out of her control. I was so pissed, so pissed. I was looking forward to this show. And guess where she is now?
Oakland?
She's in New York for the New York show. And the only reason I went to Philly is because my friend Jared, he lives in Philly and we were going to go together. I was like, that bitch better be on a gurney. Like, I was so mad. But she said she was going to reschedule it. I got my refund for my bus ticket, so I just have to wait.
How Lauryn Hill.
Right. That is a strike one. Like when you cancel that abruptly on the day of, you need to have an explanation or say something to your fans.
Like the theater burned down.
The venue let us know, and she didn't say anything until like later that day, like 2 hours before the show was supposed to start. So for y'all that's seeing SZA today in New York, I mean, let me know how it is. So not fair.
In other music news, K. Michelle opens up about making her move to country music, but half of you have had this plot line since Love and Hip Hop. You've been going country since Love and Hip Hop, since pre-Panty. Either put it out or shut it up. I'm tired of hearing about it.
Right. I can't even recognize K. Michelle anymore.
Well, she's like Dawn, the many-faced girl.
I think she definitely made herself unrecognizable, like more than Dawn.
I mean, she put her butt in, she took her butt out, she put some boobs in, and she shook them all about. She threw a candle at Rashida.
Who else is in music news right now? I mean, Shaka Khan had a lot to say.
Ooh, did she? Shaka Khan is the definition of a vocalist and a vocal teacher, where she can truly correct your technique, but also has to let you know you can't sing on the record.
She be giving a doll's tea a lot, though.
Well, she's been open about that, but even when she's on the dolls, her notes are still on point. These heifers be out here can't sing sober.
But it says Shaka Khan went off as she railed against the singing of Adele, Beyonce, Mariah Carey, and more.
I would say I heard bits and pieces, and she didn't really go in. Like when she talked about Mary, she said, yeah, me and Mary were friends. I told her, look, you can't be up and singing at 6 a.m. You have to wait until later in the day when your voice has warmed up. She's a friend. I'm going to tell her that. I told her she was flat. Mary is flat. We all know that. She wasn't mad at her.
Well, this messy interviewer was asking her about her opinion on that Rolling Stones article, the 200 greatest singers of all times list.
She agreed with Aretha being number 1, but she said Mariah Carey was not number 5 or whatever she was.
Yeah, I'm looking at the article. Like Celine Dion didn't even make the list. Exactly. He told her where she ranked because she said, I don't read. He told her she was ranked at number 29. She said, just listening to that, if I didn't know Shaka Khan, I would say, ooh, that earns at least a 5, maybe a 10 at the least, she said. And you're right. She said she agreed with Aretha Franklin topping the list, as she fucking should be. Thank you. There's justice somewhere. She said there must be payola when it came to Mariah's position.
Well, Mariah's never going to get away from those payola rumors because that was really Tommy Mottola.
She also declined to comment on Beyonce at number 8. Before commenting on Beyonce at number 8, she said, I don't have anything to say about Beyonce. She's a great singer. She really has the opportunity to be a great singer. She has what it takes. She got the chops. She does. She knew better. She knew better not to say anything bad about Beyonce.
I was going to say, I agree. If we are talking about vocal ability, she's definitely up there. I think she's higher than 8.
Look at you giving compliments.
I have always said she is incredible talent. She's an amazing vocalist and a wonderful dancer.
And let's leave it at that. And let's leave it at that. No backhanded compliments. I'm just impressed that Shaka Khan's high ass even knew not to insult Beyonce. She is that high auntie who is either like smoking a pack of cigarettes every time you see her or she's smoking weed. She also said Carrie wasn't the only one to upset Khan. As Adele, Christina Aguilera, whatever, a lot of Black people like Christina Aguilera, she's all right. Khan said, I quit after Goldman revealed Adele ranked 22. And that was nothing compared to her reaction to Mary J's spot ahead of her at number 25. She said, you know what? That's why I feel the way I do. These are some blind bat bitches. These bitches are blind as a motherfucking bat. They need hearing aids. They don't have hearing aids. They have no eyes. They have no ears. You know what? They must be children of Helen Keller.
Oh, my God. Okay, so maybe she was upset.
What happened to just being, respectful, as like you have legend status? What you mad about?
Well, I think she's more yelling at the people that can't get the list right.
But don't get mad at the artists.
I mean, but when they're flat, they're flat. Maybe she just wants them to step it up like she's had to step it up.
Okay, I mean, her recent performances, hey.
Okay, she's also 70-something and still out here doing it. She's been doing this for over 50 years. I'm gonna allow her to be a little more relaxed on stage because she is the architect of R&B we have today. She is every woman.
Fine. But, I still think of when she did the Star Spangled Banner. And the rock is red.
She was just putting some style on it.
She was on key, though, I think. I got to go back and watch that. Oh, boy. We love our legends.
We really do. And when Shaka says you can't sing, you probably can't sing. You probably could sing it better. I'd ask her, okay, how do I lift the diaphragm?
I take that with a grain of salt. I would listen more to Patty and Gladys.
No, them too. They can also give a frank assessment of their opinion on anybody out here singing it today because they can talk about having to actually sing. They didn't have studio back in the day when they were off. They had to be on. They had to sing live. Now these heifers is out here giving us lip sync for your life.
They're the sober aunties that I trust.
Okay. This show is brought to you by BetterHelp. You know, when I found out I was funny, it was a wonderful experience because I thought I finally have a place in the world. But it's also been challenging how to figure out how to share that with the world. Well, BetterHelp can help you share your gifts with the world and yourself with the world because you're going to learn new things about you too. And BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who'll go with you on this journey wherever you are. I know I've benefited from therapy with grief and procrastination, so now I'm using therapy to help deal with work. So whether it's stress or you need some coping mechanisms to deal with some new challenges in your life, BetterHelp is here to help. Because BetterHelp isn't just for major trauma, it helps you deal with the good things in life too, so you can make them even better. If you've been thinking about therapy, BetterHelp is a wonderful option because it's all online and tailored around your schedule. All you do is fill out a brief questionnaire that will match you with the licensed therapist that specializes in what you need to talk about. And you can switch therapists anytime at no additional cost.
So discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/roast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/roast. So I saw Megan on Peacock last week, and I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised. It was a very enjoyable movie. It was camp. And yes, I think she's a new gay icon.
I am so happy to hear that. I'm going to be peeping at it too. I figured since it was Saturday, it would be a fun Saturday movie. And anybody that can pop lock it like that, I need to know more about.
It was funny at some parts, but like the movie was in on the joke. It's such an easy watch. And it's just straight to the point. It's like no backstory or nothing like that.
Oh, good. So half the movie isn't focusing on the little heifer's mama's death.
No.
Good.
Like it's more so focused on the chick from Girls, or a lot of people know her from Get Out now, Allison Williams.
Oh, her.
Yeah, I mean, I like her. But I did a review on it too. It's a Patreon exclusive if y'all want to see it. But yeah, I was surprised. I would actually go to the theaters and see the sequel.
Oh, yeah, the sequel's already greenlit.
Yeah, I mean, it made a lot of money. I mean, that's because TikTok, and it just blew up on social media, went viral.
You know, it's funny. That's a gay movie that people want to see, but Bros struggled and failed.
Crazy, because it was a good movie. You didn't see it yet?
No, I did not see Bros.
That is also on Peacock, and I'm telling you, you would love the movie.
I don't like Billy Eichner, though.
But you like T.S. Madison, and Miss Lawrence was in there, and they had really larger roles than the preview said.
Okay. I thought those were like cameos that I really wasn't going to miss. Like when Missy Elliott was supposedly in Honey, and they had her in there for 10 seconds, and I was like,
No.
I came to this theater. I went to see Honey in the theater. I wanted to see Missy Elliott in that movie, and I ended up watching Dry Jessica Alba for an hour and 45 minutes.
Speaking of that, I do remember when the movie studios used to do that. I remember Usher was in, was it She's All That? I think it was She's All That. He was in the movie for maybe 5 minutes.
Like he was a big star and his role would be meaty.
Right. Even in The Faculty, I think. I was kind of like, I felt gypped.
I remember him in The Faculty, but it's a slasher movie, so you know you're going to get out quick in that one. I mean, they had to have a clause for Brandy to survive, and even then they did hide her at one of the last moments.
So that's the thing, like Brandy was actually in the movie.
But Brandy's an actual actress. She acts more now than she sings.
True. That was really laced with shade, but I'll allow it.
No, it's just she's done. What album has she come out with? But we could talk about Those Girls. We could talk about Queens. Like she's done some successful recent projects, and she hasn't really put out music. We still watching Mo to the E to the.
But just going back to Bros, I think you should give it a chance. It was a really good movie. Like it was a nice little love story. Like I know Billy Eichner is annoying as fuck, but it was a cute movie.
I might look at it.
Watch at your own risk. I know you ain't gonna watch. Watch Megan. I'm gonna watch Scream 6 next week because that looks really good.
I'll watch Megan because that is much more like my love life than Bro.
You're wrong. Like they go over everything in Bros.
Okay, I'm look at it. I'm gonna look at it. Maybe it'll cheer me up.
I don't believe you, but I want to see a screenshot when you turn on the movie.
I will review it. I will review it at your behest. It'll be a Peacock double feature day. And by the way, Peacock, you can go on and cut the check.
And then we have the Ultimate Girls Trip coming up. That's in 2 weeks.
That I cannot wait for. But really, with all the drama that happened on this last season in Morocco, I'm like, that drama looks boring. This drama looks more deep.
Speaking of Bravo news, this is on a show that I don't think both of us give a shit about, but people's heads are exploding right now over this Vanderpump Rules scandal.
Yeah, I saw, but to me, they all are ugly skeezes. So I just never paid that much attention to them. And they've been a circle of incest for the past 10 years now. I'm not surprised that this one humped that one. I mean, their names are Tom and Tom. They're interchangeable twinks that pretend to be straight.
Well, the girls look alike, so it was hard for me to decipher that. The girl who's the mistress, she was friends with Tom's girlfriend. I was asking people on Twitter, can someone like explain the magnitude to me? It's like Erica Jane sleeping with Mauricio. That's the same type of correlation. And I was like, okay, I can see like that would be a huge scandal.
I will say, I feel like Erica Jane and Kyle have more of a genuine friendship, and these girls have more of a strip club friendship.
Well, I think they used Erica because her and Kyle aren't really friends like that, just like how Tom's girlfriend and the mistress aren't friends like that, but they're in a group setting.
But they're also more desperate.
Bravo's definitely taking advantage of this. They just, said, we're going to get a camera crew over there immediately. They're going to start filming again. They're going to add it to the season. I don't watch Vanderpump Rules, so I don't give a shit.
I don't either. I've seen clips and I usually scroll past. I feel like this is also staged. Like this just magically happened to happen when the camera crews can come right back. Okay. And of all the people you're going to sleep with, you're famous. This other person is famous. And you're like, okay, let's keep this on the show.
She actually got around. It was some Keely Williams type shit. Like she messed around with the first Tom and then the other Tom. She's the one that was messing with Garcelle's son while he was still married. And it was somebody else. I think it was a manager at
So she's a busy Bravo hoe.
Yeah.
She's just going through the whole network. Surprised she ain't gotten to Andy. Maybe she'll be his first woman.
Oh, Lord.
Well, I don't think he'd want Gabrissi.
I mean, well, Andy is salivating at all this.
I'm sure he's had both Toms.
I wouldn't put it past them, actually. Let me see. What else is going on? Oh, did you hear Ray J called off his divorce for a third time?
Yes, because Love and Hip Hop, whatever city he's on, is about to be coming back. I've been saying they've been playing with their marriage for a plot line for over 5 years now. I don't have to say it anymore. When we're on half a decade, we already know what it is. Find a new way to make yourself interesting because we don't care about Princess and we don't care if you're together.
I believe you when you say that they're playing with their marriage for a plot line because how you filed for divorce 3 times?
If I had one wish, is that they'd cook up something else.
I see what you did there. I just don't give a fuck about Ray J. Thank God we don't have to sell those headphones of his, even though they were good. They were good headphones, but we couldn't talk about Ray J.
True.
Right, exactly. And I'll skip out talking about Ray J for a check. Like, if Ray J paid us $1,000 not to talk about him, hey.
Does he have $1,000?
He does.
Is VH1 giving him $1,000?
He actually has money.
That's true. That's true. He got the Scooty Bike checks too.
Scooty Bike?
The Scooty Bike, those scooters.
Oh, I was just saying Scooty Bite.
Oh, no, Scooty Bike.
So I would love to have your opinion on this. So the Chris Rock and Will Smith feud is back in the news again. His special actually comes on tonight on Netflix. And I think he was testing out some jokes. And Look, it is a hard day for comedians. So I have my opinion, but I want to hear yours first. So he's getting some flack about some jokes he made about Will Smith. So you know Will is in that movie Emancipation where he plays a slave. So he said in his bit, I rooted for Will Smith my whole life, he said. The other day I watched Emancipation just so I could watch him get whipped. Look, it's a joke. I thought it was funny. That shit would have landed 10 years ago, 20 years ago. He wasn't saying it in a serious sense. It's a joke.
I could see both sides.
See, that's what I think. It's not fair for people to tell Chris to get over it. Like, that is in perpetuity. That's going to be played forever. That is in the zeitgeist.
Yes.
So he can talk about it as much as he wants.
And it's a Will Smith produced movie.
Right. I mean, I don't think he was talking about
slavery.
Like the act of slavery.
I wanted to see Will get his ass beat because he slapped me on TV.
And because he can't whip Will Smith ass. Like, Will Smith will still beat him up.
I mean, you had the opportunity and you let it pass.
He later said, Will Smith practices selective outrage. People who are in the know that shit had nothing to do with me. He is significantly bigger than me. You will never see me on camera with my shirt off. Will played Muhammad Ali. I played Pookie. See, it's funny.
I think it's funny. I could also, I don't know if that's a joke I would make.
Chris Rock and Dave, they be pushing the envelope sometimes.
I was going to say, they can get away with it. I will get canceled.
Exactly. And his last joke was, he said that slap, it did hurt. He said, I got hit so hard, I heard summertime ringing in my ears.
Oh, God. Okay. I'm looking forward to his special tonight.
Yeah, I think I'm going to check it out. I don't know. Chris Rock has always been funny to me. I mean, the retroactive outrage be crazy to me sometimes. And y'all can disagree with me if y'all want. It's just my opinion. I was on Chris's side. Like, I was just like, whatever he said, why compromise your bag, you rich N-word, by slapping another Black person? Like, why? Why compromise your bag like that? It was unnecessary. Wait till he leaves the building. Wait till it's not in front of the cameras. I sound like Rob now. Oh, you didn't see that part, did you? Like on part
Or Nene. I was thinking about Nene when she said, yeah, I may have choked somebody out, but I didn't do it on camera.
I know I'm gonna hear it in the comments from some of y'all, but you know, it's just how I feel in the situation. They both got over it. They're both rich. They will both be fine.
And Will already got his Oscar. Chris is still up for it. He'll probably get one now.
Well, I don't think it's possible for Chris to get an Oscar.
You never know. Eminem has an Oscar.
He made a decent song for the movie. 3 6 Mafia has an Oscar.
Chicken, chicken heads.
Exactly. And I'm sorry, if I want an Oscar or an Emmy, you need to refer to me as Academy Award winning Christopher Diggins from now on. From now on. Or Emmy Award winning. Like, once you win that title, hey, just like Viola Davis, like she just became EGOT status. I am EGOT winner, Viola Davis, to you.
To you.
And last story, it's about Angela Yee, your favorite. So she was talking to Tamron Hall, and she was just talking about how she felt she got it harder on the Breakfast Club when she was on it than Charlamagne the God. And she explains how hard it was for her to navigate in that space because she was the only woman. She said it was a lot for her.
I can understand it being a lot for her because Charlamagne is awful. I feel like the women that were coming at you, they were coming at Charlamagne because they had already written him off as ignorant. They had already ignored Nije Envy as they had for most of their lives. Angela, they were coming at you because as a woman, you weren't checking them. So they saw a betrayal in you deeper than their ignorance, where it's like, oh, they've always been shitty, but now you gonna be shitty with them.
Yeah, because we've seen that K. Michelle has gone off on her. Monique has gone off on her. Lil Mama, she still feels some type of way about that interview where they made her cry.
Well, maybe Lil Mama should have felt away before she got out of her seat.
Well, that too, I'll say that. But, you know, being the only woman there and you see another woman being, you know, chastised by two ignorant N words, like we would think, like, oh, say something. Or if I'm a gay person and like you're on with Charlemagne and you just letting them talk reckless to me like that, or just saying like some type of homophobic stuff. Like I'm thinking it's kind of like that.
Yeah, like I'm just going to allow that.
But she said on her show, you know, she's going to be able to navigate better. I don't know what show that is, but
Oh, lip service. I mean, she can have her own show. It's like ASMR. It puts you to sleep. I've always said Angela Yawn can go on. And so at least I'm glad that she gets her own show and I get a place where I don't have to watch her. I know where she is so I can avoid her. So everybody wins.
there's a space open. I mean, you know, Wendy Williams' chair is empty. Maybe Angela Yee can fill it.
Sherry already did, and it seems to be going well.
You're right. You're right, actually. Yeah.
Angela could never Wendy Williams. I mean, Sherry isn't trying. Sherry is being Sherry, but it's still good to see Norman.
Yeah, I'm going to try to go see Sherry. I thought it was going to be boring, but I heard it. Like, she's actually getting A-list guests. So, yeah, I kind of want to go.
Well, she did do The View, so she was always had access to the A-list guests. I mean, she did work with Barbara Walwall. On that note, I'll see you before Wendy sees her purple chair.
And I'll see you sooner than Chris Rock gets over that slab.